So right now I'm going to go over a recent apartment building purchase that we had, in which Jacob and I, as operators, were looking to expand our portfolio from single families and also bring on multifamily units to our portfolio. And we were establishing relationships with brokers and looking for off-market deals. And I noticed from being native to the Indianapolis market, this pocket was pretty distressed. This building was actually vacant for the past 3 to 4 years. But recently I drove past and noticed that, as you can see, it's newly renovated. And so I drove back in this pocket over here, and there was this property that was pretty run down, and generally I got the feeling that it was ran by a mom and pop owner and not properly managed. So I decided to pull the tax records, and I had to do some digging, figured out that the owner was a debt collector, so he's wanting to transition from being a apartment building owner to focus on that full time. So that was a sign of motivation for me. And with that, that's when I decided to give that individual a call, and that's when we started talking about the details.
So I just want to mention on our recent apartment acquisition, this is the apartment that is directly across the street from our apartments. Our apartments are actually right here, but when we were purchasing our apartment, this is what we faced. So across the street, there's 100 boarded up units. And so what we did is we did some digging. We found the owner and realized that what his plans were with the property were to do a high-end renovation. So you can see here the good comparison of what the renovations are and what it was when we purchased our apartments. And so that's just some insight from the operator's standpoint, and really positioning ourselves to be in a good neighborhood.
Gave the seller a call, as I discussed in the previous video, and he went over a long backstory of how he was transitioning from being a landlord to wanting to be a full-time debt collector. So he brought up and said that his asking price is 1.2, and that it had fell through with another buyer, and what we proposed from our underwriting was $600,000, and that we went way conservative when it came to underwriting, and we reached out to a couple of colleagues, which I would highly recommend, that are more experienced in the multifamily realm, and gave pointers and said that, yeah, that's fine when you guys write conservative, but the deal will work at this number. So we came up to an offer of $900,000, and that's when we basically went under contract.
So we're here at our recent apartment acquisition, and I'm going to talk to you guys about the inspection process. We went ahead and reached out to a trusted inspector here in town. We got some good referrals, and we had this individual walk through with myself and Sterling. We walked through every single unit, and then also had the inspector do all of the other exterior and common area type inspections. We had quite a lengthy inspection, and with Sterling and I's experience on the next apartment acquisition, we may individually choose to walk those units because we have a really sound foundation of those types of principles about what we're looking out for. And then for the inspection, for the other inspection items, we'll have more items relating to structure or environment. Those types of reports will definitely be left to the professionals.
The biggest thing that I learned when repositioning a property is exterior. It's got to be crisp, especially when you have these higher quality tenants that are coming in. You just want your property to pop as soon as they're driving up. So one of the first things that we tackled was changing the name from Southview Apartments to Garfield Place. And as you can see here, it's a completely different sign, brand new. And I'll have Stefan kind of piece in the old signage that's right here where my finger is. All right, parking lot. As you can see here, there is a new little on-ramp that goes to the property when our previous one was in pretty distressed condition. So we had that re-poured. Along with over there's a new dumpster pad underneath the dumpster. And with the whole parking lot, instead of also patch, and it's going to completely restripe the whole lot. So this is going to be completely new and fresh.
So what are we going to do to make this apartment look a lot nicer from the exterior? Sterling mentioned that the parking lot will be completely redone. In addition, we have a lot of decks on the exterior, so we'll be go ahead and prep and paint those decks and give it a whole new look. There are shutters currently on some of the windows. We're going to go ahead and get new shutters and install those shutters on all the windows, and then also revamp the landscaping. So we'll get in here and we'll have our landscaping contractor put together a proposal that's really going to, on a cost-efficient basis, really going to change the look of and the feel of the property.
All right, so when determining the paint scheme, the color scheme of the decks, we had a general idea of different colors that we wanted to have. We wanted to go with our company color blue. So follow me this way, and how we basically narrowed it down. So we went back and forth with Sherwin-Williams, and we came out here and actually painted the decks to see what it looked like visually, and when you're looking at it from the sun, because it could be different when you're looking at it through paper. And we ended up deciding going with this, just simply due to the longevity of it, because in 3 to 4 years you don't want to constantly keep painting these decks.
So I wanted to talk about the renegotiations. So Sterling touched on the process of actually committing to a price with the seller, and then what we did is we had inspections in this time period of kind of doing further underwriting on our part. It's where you kind of take it to the next level and get nitty gritty. And so after our inspections, this is a time that Sterling and I went through and we personally walked every single unit on this 46 units. And so we came back to the drawing board based on our assumptions. All of our assumptions were relatively correct about the building, but what we wanted to do as negotiators is come back to the seller and see what more we can get. And so the seller was absolutely dead set on the $900,000 purchase price. And we went and met him face to face, and we really worked hard from our standpoint trying to get some type of concession from that, just for general repairs. What we ended up doing, because the seller was doing a carryback on the loan, we were able to negotiate the interest rate. Let's take a look at the common area in this apartment. Right now, there's old linoleum floor. There's very old carpet on the stairs. So what we're going to do here is do a two-tone paint scheme, put some new flooring, and put some new treads on those stairs. And that's really going to make a big difference in this common area. So let's take a look at this unit. We're in one of our units that we have renovated. So in here when we purchased it, there was carpet. We pulled the carpet and did a refinish on the floor. We did a two-tone paint scheme, so these apartments were whitewashed. Everything was white. So we came in and did our normal two-tone paint scheme. You can see that the radiator covers are pulled off currently, so we're cleaning those radiators, also refinishing the covers so that they'll look a lot nicer. If we take a look into the kitchen, pretty standard in the kitchen here. We went ahead and refinished and painted the cabinets. We put in some new countertops, sink and fixture, and overall it looks tremendously better than what we were working with in the first place.
Thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video. I do hope it created value for you. If you have any questions or anything related to the video, or any way that we can help you as you acquire maybe a single family home or a multifamily, don't hesitate to reach out.